Uh,
Okay, there it goes. I guess it's starting recording now. All right, so I'm here with Luke Foster, who I've talked to before about some of his other Kickstarters. Plus, we knew each other from the Comic Geek Speak community. How's it going?
it's going well, just surviving like everyone else.
Yep, getting used to being at home.
Yeah, yeah. I work from home and I've got, plenty of food and my cat and some comics and some other books. I'm okay.
That's all you need.
hmm
So, before we get into your current Kickstarter, what are some? I know we've talked about this before on, for the blog, but what are some of the other ones you've, done before?
I did a couple of comic ones. My most recent one was called Spooky Town. It is a comedy horror anthology. It had four short stories that I wrote and drew. There was The Center of Somewhere, volumes 1 and 2, which collected a all ages comic that I used to do online as a web comic, and there was Drawn Away, a cartoonist tours America, which was a graphic novel travelogue about a true story about a 4 month trip around the U.S. I took of God 7 years ago now.
I know. I remember that. I think Mike and I talked to you when you did that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for that invite for the brewery tour.
Well, when the rest of us are let out of our homes again, we'll see.
Or at least the ones in the Northeast.
Yeah, exactly.
So the one you're doing right now is called Eight Gunshots, Stories of the Wild West.
Yeah, this is in eight story short story anthology. It's all prose stories. Um, it's my I wrote one of the stories, and the other seven are written just by people I know from the independent comics world and like the modern pulp world. There's a lot of people who still write short stories. A lot of people who are publishing magazines, and they're just obviously not as huge as they were in their heyday. And I saw a gap in the market for westerns, and I knew some people who liked doing westerns, so I reached out. I curated this whole all the writers are people I found who I was interested in working with. I knew who would be passionate about it and could do a good job and everything like that. And then once that was all lined up, I lined up a few artists to do some spot illustrations for each of the stories. We've got a fantastic cover by Ariella Cristantina. She's a comic artist. She's done a few independent books for United States publishers, and yeah, so it is a lot of really strong talent behind this, and I've read the stories, of course, and they're all really good. They're all really interesting, and they're all they're all just a little bit different, which is good. And I think it's going to be something that people would really enjoy reading.
So what is it about westerns that draw you to them?
They're a very American story genre, more so than most. I mean, samurai movies in Japan are probably the closest equivalent. Like the lone mysterious guy going around the country helping the oppressed from evil rich people and stuff like that, or just shooting up bad guys and righting wrongs. And um, it's very, like I said, it's very American, and it's and there's kind of like I said, there's a dearth of those stories in America these days. And I think the audience is still there. I just think it's a genre that has fallen out of popularity a bit.
So what's your favorite western? Like, do you have a favorite western movie or?
I'm gonna go with the cliches. I mean, the No Name trilogy, the Clint Eastwood, The Man with No Name, um, and the Magnificent Seven. And I do like the Japanese movies that both of those were liberally stolen from. So, Magnificent Seven being the
Yeah,
Seven
well,
Samurai, and the For a Fistful of Dollars was what was that called? Oh, Yojimbo.
yeah.
So
So I was looking at the list of the creators, and the only one I really noticed was Sean Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about his contribution?
Sean wrote a great story about some people who get back to a homestead to find that there's been kind of a wholesale massacre. He really addressed the racial conflicts of the late 1800s in America. He didn't shy away from that. And it's something that a lot. I'm sorry?
I wouldn't expect him to.
I know. And it's one of those things that Hollywood is whitewashed. And he and there's a couple of other authors who did some stories addressing the racial problems of that time period, which I appreciate. I didn't want to get all the same people of all the same viewpoint. I didn't want just nothing but white men writing stories. So I consciously tried to recruit people of color, and I tried to recruit women. I was successful with the people of color. I was unsuccessful with women. I asked a few, and they were unavailable. I had one lined up, and she had to drop out, unfortunately, because of another deadline with another project. If I were to do this again, it would be definitely something I would work harder at making sure happened.
Now, this is the second time that you've tried to kickstart this one, right?
Yes, it is. The first time I ended it early, there was just not a lot of draw to it for no real good reason. I'm only looking to raise $3,000, which is a very modest amount of money. It basically just pays the creative teams and the print costs, and like a little bit left for shipping and stuff like that. Some people suspect that it might have had to do with the fact that there was the unionizing at Kickstarter, and people didn't want to seem anti-union, so they weren't supporting stuff. So Mr. Me with the perfect timing said, "What's that?"
I hadn't heard that.
Oh, yeah. Well, they actually did successfully unionize, so congratulations to them. I mean, I 100% support unions. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't trying to union bust at all. But the people who were unionizing said, don't not support projects during this time. So I was comfortable doing it then, but other people weren't, and I respect that. I completely do. So this time, I had the brilliant timing to start it immediately before a pandemic and quarantine. So and I'm still doing good. We hit the halfway point.
Story?
What's that?
Is that one of the bonus stories? A pandemic in the Old West?
No, but there is a story where not a virus, but you'll see. You'll see when you read it. But anyway, we're doing well so far. We're a little more than halfway there, and we've got just under 2 weeks to go still. So plenty of time to do this. I understand that it's a very difficult time, a very challenging time for everyone. I mean, the economy's the worst it's been since I was 3 years old, and there's just a lot of uncertainty and who knows what. So I do appreciate all the support people have given me so far, and I hope that people will continue to support the project. If not for me, then for the other creators on there. And I would hope that my record with 4 other Kickstarters shows that I'm not going to leave you hanging. So,
and it sounds like you already have all the material in hand, right?
Yes,
you just have to put it together.
Yeah. So the material is assembled and it's ready to go. It just has to be laid out. I have a layout guy who's ready to go as soon as I give him the word. And once we do that, and go from there. Like I said, I just got the creators were all paid. And this funds is just covering that. It's covering their pay.
So I know. I think I saw you post something that Kickstarter was offering like an extra week for projects.
Yes. If you'd started a project during this time, if it was running right now, you could email them and request a 7-day extension, which I did, which I got, which is great. It's very helpful, and I hope with those extra 7 days, we'll really be able to go forth and kick ass.
I also I was looking at it just a little bit while ago, and I noticed that you have you have a lot of different tiers, reasonable tiers.
Mhm. Mhm.
Want to talk a little bit about those or?
Absolutely. You can do anything from just getting thanked in the back of the magazine to getting print copies and or digital copies of it. You can also get print and or digital copies of Spooky Town with Eight Gunshots, and you can get digital packs of those two projects plus all 4 issues of a comic I did called Dr. Banana's Monkey Magician. That's a 4 issue all ages action comedy series I did a few years ago.
Great series.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that. There was also a reward tier for one lucky winner to get the original artwork for the cover, but sorry, folks, that one's already been nabbed. So, but there's still unlimited ones for the other tiers.
Yeah. Okay, and I noticed you were had again you had $2, $5, $10. I mean, very reasonable contribution levels.
Thanks. Yeah, I wanted to make it. I wanted to make it that people weren't making a humongous investment or commitment for something that wasn't out yet or didn't exist yet, or if somebody was new to my work who didn't know me very well. I just want to make it reasonable and affordable for everybody.
So I guess the one of the questions I usually would have asked is what's your con schedule, but
currently my only convention right now is Heroes Con. That's here in Charlotte where I live. And that's still on as of it's recording on Friday, March 27th. And they have every intention of running it. They hope that things will have lightened up by June. So we will see.
We can flatten that curve.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm staying inside all darn day for a reason.
Well, only the smart, those of us who are smart are.
Yes.
Seems like, like in kindergarten where you're punished for, you're doing what you're supposed to, and, you have the other kids that aren't aren't doing it, and they're just perpetuating the problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But so any more with speaking of Dr. Bananas? Any more with Dr. Bananas or?
I've toyed with it, but I think the 4 issues are good. I think I'm just gonna leave it there.
That was a fun read.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
More with Spooky Town or Center of Somewhere?
Center of Somewhere, no. I mean, every so often I toy with the idea of doing like a graphic novel of that, but I'm focused more on just prose writing right now. Writing a lot of short stories for magazines and online publications. I've got drafts of novels, some of which I've sent out to agents and some of which I'm still working on that trying to get out there. So yeah, we're just kind of seeing how that goes.
I was just thinking when we were, setting this up, Baltimore Con and CGS and all those good times.
Yeah. I had to miss Baltimore
so long
last
ago.
Year. We did Baltimore. We were all Baltimore together 3-4 years ago? 5?
2015.
Oh God! I was still living in Connecticut, so yeah.
I didn't go 2016 because that was the year my son was born, and then I haven't been back since.
Mm-hmm. I missed last year. Very disappointed too, but I just couldn't make it work with my schedule. I would like to this year, but I'm a little reluctant to pay for a table right now.
Yeah, I'm a little reluctant to put in for a press badge for New York City.
Yeah.
Seeing how the Javits Center is ground zero for 4 of the hospitals.
And I was gonna say, didn't they convert it to a hospital? Yeah.
Every day I watched when we watched Cuomo give his briefing. It's like, that's Artist Alley. But talk about the con crud.
Oh God. Yeah.
So,
So
any other projects you're working on, or?
just the short, just the short stories, just the novels, and I've got different magazines. I got a lot of about 9 different stories that have been printed in magazines or online. Some of them are free. Some of them are you have to buy the magazine. So it's just mostly that, and hopefully soon we'll be able to say that I'm signed with an agent and have a fabulous novel deal. So we'll see.
Loving the time of COVID-19.
Somebody made that joke on Twitter I saw this morning.
Oh, they did. Oh,
Yeah.
well. But I don't know, unless are you reading anything that you would recommend?
I
Have you
am
read
reading
any more comics?
for comics. I'm reading the Commandy Omnibus, the Jack Kirby one. I picked that up right before they shut down Charlotte, and you weren't allowed to go to stores. So I'm working my way through that.
So it's your fault.
It is, yes, 100%. I've been reading a lot of DC stuff. I'm reading Bendis' Superman books. I had read all of Tom King's Batman, and now I'm reading James Tinian's. I enjoyed both a lot. Doctor Doom has been really good from Marvel. The Immortal Hulk has been excellent from Marvel. See, for small press stuff, there's lots, and I'm just drawing a blank.
That's fine.
Uh, like I like a lot of Jeff Lemire's books, Family Tree, Ascender, the Black Hammer books, uh, Criminal by Brubaker and Phillips. Um, I Oh, Joe Hill's Hill House books. I love those. That horror line.
Yep.
Those are really good.
So have you been? Has Tom King put you in any more books?
Not since the Joker killed me that one time.
That was pretty cool.
It was very cool.
I'm glad you got better.
Me too. Me too. This would be an awkward conversation, have I not?
All right. Well, thanks for taking some time this evening, because I know you have like a busy social schedule. Out
Yeah.
and about.
Yeah, out and about. I might go all the way out to my balcony and then maybe to the other end of the building. By the building, I mean my kitchen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, good luck on the Kickstarter, and let me know if there's any way I can help you in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, and the URL is bit.ly/8, the number 8, and then gunshots. So it's bit.ly/8 gunshots.
I'll include it with the post.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right. All right. Well, you have a good evening. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
You too.
Stay feet away from people.
I am.
All right. Thanks again.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop recording, you stupid.